Another group that will be critically important in the forthcoming November election is independent voters. And if we focus in for a moment specifically on independent voters, we find that independent voters are running away from Donald Trump at a great pace. They aren't all running towards Joe Biden necessarily, but they are certainly running away from Donald Trump. Maybe Trump being back on television every single day with his criminal trial, saying absurd and ridiculous things, attacking witnesses, complaining that the courtroom is too cold, lying that the judge said he can't go to Barron's graduation, which the judge has not yet ruled on. Maybe him being back front and center is hurting him, especially with independents. And that does appear to be the way things are going. Newsweek reports Donald Trump's polling numbers plummet with independents. Let's dive into the details. In March, it was confirmed that Biden would be facing Trump in November. Since then, a number of polls have sought to predict the results. Some suggest Biden's in the lead. Others say Trump is in the lead and will win. In reality, it looks neck and neck, and things could still change. A crucial body of voters that the pair will need to court is independents. But according to a Marist national poll of almost 1,200 registered voters, this is a difficult group for Trump. Trump's support among independents has declined from 38% to 30%. That is a big change. Biden has increased his share from 33 to 34 among independents, and Kennedy's support has gone from 21 to 27. So this is going back to our RFK conversation and thinking about the dynamics of this election. We are seeing that much of the dynamic shift in the election is not coming from Democrats or Republicans, but a lot of it is that many independents are saying absolutely no to Trump. But only some of those independents are saying, I'm going from Trump to Biden. A bunch of those independents have gone from Trump to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's not a good sign if you're Joe Biden compared to, well, they're coming to me. But it is a sign that Kennedy is hurting Trump more than he hurts Biden. If you start with basically a split election and then Kennedy takes a bunch of votes from Trump, that is a path to victory for President Joe Biden. It is a path to reelection. So I think that that's an important thing to consider. The other aspect to this is that there are folks who seem to have had their memories kind of blunted about how bad and humiliating it was to have Trump as president. And it will be a curious thing to see, what do people do if they are kind of re-traumatized by Trump reemerging back onto TV every single day because of the criminal trial? And will it push more of them away from Trump as we approach the November election? When we think about Trump and the way that he has handled the presidency, but also the post-presidency period, it is really difficult to think that this guy is capable of running any kind of business. I don't want to do the insulting thing where I go, oh, I wouldn't trust him to run a food cart. It's like, actually, running a food cart requires a lot of different things: people skills, cooking skills, sourcing skills, logistics, all these different things. I don't want to insult those who run food carts. They're interesting and complex businesses. I just don't think Trump has proven himself capable of running any kind of business endeavor or organization at all. And giving him the keys to the country once again seems, it's bizarre to me that after everything that's happened, anybody would say this guy should take care of a country. He should be in charge of a country. So a lot of critical groups here. There is the question of, are enough Democrats angry with Biden about Israel, Gaza, that they will sit out or vote for someone else? I don't think the answer is yes there. Maybe on the margins in Michigan, it might make a difference. It doesn't look like the election will come down to Michigan. Independents, certainly a group that could make a difference here, one way or the other, depending on how they vote. And then also, as far as the RFK factor, to kind of close out our discussion about that, there is the often stated belief, it's considered a conventional wisdom, but I don't know how wise it is, that when you look at how many people say they support a third party candidate in April, that come November, that number is going to be much smaller. And that when you see a poll that says, let's actually look at what the recent RFK numbers are, 8% in the Emerson College poll or 14% for Kennedy in the Marist College poll, there is a conventional wisdom that says, come November, it will be a mere fraction of that. The number of people that say in April they will be voting third party is orders of magnitude bigger than the number of people that actually will. I think that this is doubly true when you have almost no ballot access. As at last we checked, RFK Jr. was only actually on one ballot. And I think he said he had the signatures to get on 3, 4, or 5 more. He may be on barely any ballots. And it is yet another obstacle to getting 8% or 14% if people in most states show up and your name's just not there. And then you say, wait a second, can I write them in or not? I don't know. I'm just going to pick between Trump and Biden. That is likely to be yet another obstacle to getting 8 or 14%. So as I've said, I certainly don't believe RFK is going to get double digits in any state, never mind win a state. Whether he even gets 5% is something that will depend on what happens over the next 5.5, 6.5 months, as well as does he eventually secure ballot access in more states. It's not clear at all that he is going to do that. It is time to start thinking like voters and to make sure that kids understand the importance of voting, how it works, registering, ballot initiatives, because so many kids just have no idea. That's why I wrote the new children's book, Think Like a Voter. I can think of no better time and no more important group of folks to try to reach. The book is now available at davidpakman.com/book, where, by the way, you can get the first 2 books in the series as well. Think Like a Detective and Think Like a Scientist. Really important stuff. Donate them to local libraries, classrooms, read them with the kids. davidpakman.com/book.